have the student checking their stances for proper position is by using what I call a belt meter. Now what I've done with Matthew is I've taken his belt off and I've tied it just wrapping around once instead of wrapping twice. I'm going to take one end, and I'm going to loop it through his belt 1 or 2 or 3 times until one end is hanging about halfway between his knee and his ankle. The other end, we're just going to tuck in behind his belt. Don't need that. So what happens is when he performs one of his basic stances, horse stance, front stance, or back stance, this end that's hanging down between his knees and his ankles should be touching the floor. So let's have Matthew get into a proper front stance. Horse stance. So you can see here, when this is touching the floor, then his knees are bent over top of his toes, back is straight. He knows now that he's in a proper position. If he changes this into a front stance, facing towards the camera, see, when the belt is touching the floor, again, he's got the proper position in the knee, proper weight is onto his front leg. And if you change this into a back stance, just by shifting back, again, you can see the belt meter is touching the floor, he's got his back knee bent in the proper position. So it's a good way for the students to check for themselves if they're holding that stance in the right position. Now there's a couple of games that you can do with this just to challenge your child.